Love this song. All right, so welcome everybody. I just wanted to come to you today. I'm going to talk about a few things today. The first thing I want to talk about is, and I'm going to push pause on this. The first thing I want to talk about is why I use intuitive guidance. You know, there's so much that I feel that we don't know about what's going on in this world, you know, in this universe. And I feel like we've been lied to so much, misled, lied, tricked, deceived in so many aspects of our lives. And we just don't know the truth, We don't know the truth about our history unless you dig real deep. And then even then, you still have to really go to source and use your intuitive guidance, use source, use source energy. You got to talk to God, you got to go and listen to what you hear in spirit, I talk to God, I talk to my ancestors, I talk to God Almighty, He has many names, I call him Olodumare. But I also talk to other deities. I talk to the Orisha, and I get my guidance from all, and I feel like that's what's missing. I feel like a lot of people, they're unhappy, they're sad, they don't feel like they have what they desire in life, and they have no idea what's missing. And I feel like part of what's missing is that they don't connect with possibly their ancestors. It could be that they are following the teachings that they learn religiously, but they don't have the whole picture. Could be that. It could be many, many things as to what is missing. I'm going to put on some music. It could be many things as to what is missing, as to why people are unhappy, sad, depressed, following, just following blindly what someone else says. So, I really encourage you to talk to your ancestors because they've had a human experience. They can help you, they can help guide you, lead you, help you to hear and see clearly what it is you're to know on whatever the subject might be. I know I teach in my practice, I teach people how to manifest and how to live their best lives ever, and I think a lot is missing, especially in religious teachings. I just think a lot is missing. You're taught to ask and you can receive, good measures, pressed down, whatever that saying, I can't regurgitate it by heart, but you're asked to ask and then it is given, and then you don't get, and you wonder, why is it not given? What, does God not like me? Am I being punished? What's going on? But you're not given the whole thing. You're not given the whole message. It's not just about asking and it is given. And I'm just giving an example right now. It's just not about asking and it's given. When I teach in my practice, when I have my retreats, I show people how to ask. And there's a way to ask. There's a way to ask for what it is that you desire. And then I share different pieces of it. So like and I can't quote it, but I know in the Sumerian text, it states that you have to ask and you have to believe, but you also have to act as if. This is in my words. And this is what I've been teaching. You have to act as if you already have what it is that you desire. You can't just ask and keep begging and begging and begging. You know, sometimes you have to give thanks for already having it and then walk like you already have it, you know. And I talk about this quite often because that is part of what is missing. You don't act as if you're already there. Now, I know it can be difficult sometimes, especially if you're you know, if finances is what your issue is, or if a love mate is what you're requesting from God. What could be missing is that you're not acting like you already have it. Now, how do you act like you already have it? If you need some money and you got to pay this bill over here and you don't have the money to pay that bill, so how you act like how do you do that? You know, well, there are many different ways you could act like it, you know. I mean, sometimes you might not be able to focus on what you don't have. You can't focus on your lack. Because if you continue to focus on the lack of what it is, then you will continue to have lack of what that is. So you may have to find within yourself. Now, when I work with people one-on-one, I just tell you, you know, it comes to me what you should do to help your situation. So it's different for each person, but there are many different things. And in other videos, I've shared with you some of the things that I have done. You know, at one point, I did not look at my bank account for, I think it was either 6 or 8 months. I did not look at it. Okay. I just did whatever I needed to do. I knew what I needed. I knew what I needed to pay the bills. You know, I did whatever I needed to do. And I didn't focus on the money, because sometimes when you focus on the fact that you need more money, you're going to continue to need more money. So some of the things that people have to do, like when I coach and work with people, I hear why they don't have, because a lot of time it's poverty consciousness. Their minds, their mouths speak with lack. They think lack. They breathe and eat and drink and speak lack, you know. And that's, you know, if you keep, if everything you say is lack, I need this, I can't afford that, I can't afford, oh, I can't have that, that's not for me. And, you know, if that's how you operate, then you're going to continue to get more of that, more reasons to lack. So, you know, I would really, really encourage you to think about the words that are coming out of your mouth. Listen to yourself and what you say. You know, I don't speak negative things, and I shouldn't say I don't. I do my best not to speak negative things out about myself. And I don't let my daughter do it. If I hear it, and that's what I do. Wait. Cancel that. Take that back. Cancel that. You know, let's restate that, because we're not going to speak. Words are powerful. The tongue is powerful, you know? And just as easily as you could speak something negative over your life, you could speak positive things over your life, you know? But you may need to do some other things to receive that it is that you are requesting from the universe. So you may need to write it down. I always tell people, write it down, you know. But again, focusing on it sometimes makes it not happen, you know. So you may have to focus on some other aspect of it so that you're not focusing on the lack of having it. I remember that film, The Secret, from years ago. And I believe one part, I haven't watched that in years, but I believe one part, somebody wanted a bicycle or something. And I'm sure I don't recall the whole story, but you know, if you want something and you keep looking at it, oh, and if you're looking at it saying, dang, I can never have that, boy, I wish I could have that, but shoot, I ain't got the money. If you keep doing that, then that's what you're gonna get. You're never gonna have it. But if you say, shoot, that's mine right there. You know, if you do that and you claim it and then you act as if, you know, then you'll start to bring it into your existence. I recall I was ready to move. I didn't have money to move at that time. I didn't have a place to move to. And I didn't have a clear plan on how this move was going to take place, but I knew it was time for me to move. So what I did, I started packing. I was like, I'm gonna start packing because I don't know how the hell I'm moving, but I know I'm moving. So I'm starting to pack. So I started and I bought a few crates. Every week I bought a few crates and I packed a few things and I kept packing, stacking up the crates and putting them over here. And I kept packing and packing and packing. And then all of a sudden I was able to move. How about that? And I was almost all packed up when it was time to move. So I acted as if I already had a place. And I didn't know how any of this was going to happen. But guess what? It happened. Okay. So that's an example of what you should do to act as if you already have it. What is another example of a situation where you need to act like you already have it? I know the mate thing. I know that's difficult for many people. How do you act like you already have a mate when you don't have one? But you may have to focus on some other things like loving yourself. You know, I feel like I have what I'm supposed to have in this moment. And I'm grateful for everything that I have, even if I don't like all aspects of what I have. You know, I might not like everything about what I have, but I am grateful for what I have. And I could look at a scenario and look at yesterday and whoo, today is way better than yesterday. So I'm grateful for today. You know what I mean? In this moment, I am fine. I'm happy. There's so many people that are so upset, especially about the politics, everything that's going around the political climate in this world, right? And I'm just like, wow, you know, it's people that don't even live in this country that hate our president. I be like, damn, you don't even live here and you hate him. Wow. You know, and it's because everybody is programmed to hate him. You know, that's the media programs everyone to hate him. They program everything. The media is about programming. That's why we watch programs on the television. Okay. So, and I'm not trying to get into politics and I'm not stating, you know, that I could care less if you like our president or if you don't. I really don't care who you like. Honestly, that's not. I'm not here for that. And I don't assassinate anybody for who they like or who they don't like. I really don't give a darn. Honestly, you know what I mean? Do you, you know, whatever's best for you. But I've never seen so much hatred in my life towards a person. I mean, for real, I really haven't. And it's really interesting, but it's programmed, you know what I mean? Because, and I listen to the programming. I'm like, wow, this is really incredible because programming and putting people in a hypnotic state oftentimes is by repetition. And if you listen, you can turn to every station and at any moment they're saying the same thing and it's repetitious. And like, you know, one of my first mentors was Bob Proctor. And he said, if you tell yourself a lie long enough, it will become your reality. And I used to be like, what? And I would try to do it. And then, you know, after a while, you know, when I didn't see it become my reality, I got pissed off. And then when I released it and let it go, then it became my reality. So there's more to it than telling yourself a lie long enough and it becoming your reality. But that's a whole nother story here. But it's still on the same lines. But anyway, so the hypnosis that goes on with the television, you know, it's like they tell you what they want you to think. You know what I mean? We have gotten into this age where thinking is not important. And it's really sad because that's even how they are treating our children in the educational system. It's like thinking is not important anymore. We're just going to tell you what you need to know, and you just believe that, you know. It's really serious, even down to our phones. When you look at our phones, you know, they do so much now that they pretty much think for us. When you get in your car, you don't have to figure out how to get someplace anymore, because you just go do 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 and you go there. So you're like, you're hypnotized while you're driving. You're just following blindly this person telling you where to go. I know I would listen to the navigation thing and I'll be like, where the hell am I going? This is stupid, you know? And the thing would take me, like, it would take me, I'll be on one street and then it would take me like here, here, here to come back to the same street. What the hell? This stupid thing just took me around the block. But I knew the way to get to where I was going. So why did I even do that? You know what I mean? So, you know, we're getting to a place where thinking is not even a part of our lives anymore, when it used to be so. It used to be a main part of our lives. I remember always getting lost. I'd be so lost and frustrated. And I remember back in the day, part of my job was to go visit people. And I'd be lost all the time. I'll be on the phone. I'll be like, girl, you know I'm lost. So, you know, and you know, but now it's just, to me, it's getting ridiculous, you know. So we should like really practice not using the navigation from time to time, because we're not thinking, you know what I mean? It's really, really sad. In school, in the county, in one of the most prestigious the most affluent African-American counties in the country. You look it up. I ain't gonna tell you what it is. But when I spoke with the Board of Education, I was told, you know, because I was complaining, I wrote like a 11-page letter complaining about what I was observing. And I was told that, oh, well, I said, what happened to mastery? That was one of my complaints. What happened to mastery? How are you teaching these children a different aspect of math every day? Every day they are learning a different thing in math. Well, how the hell are they gonna master it if every day you're giving them a new thing to learn? Every day, every day, every day. And then you introduce it to them, and then they come home, and who got to really teach it to them? Me. What the hell? If I wanted to be elementary school, a middle school, a high school teacher, that's what I would have got my degrees in. I ain't get my degrees in that because I ain't want to do that. And now, you know, I was thrown into a situation because at school, all they did, and I'm talking public school, private school, Christian school, all the school, because I done been through them, okay? Now I do homeschool, okay? But anyway, so, you know, I'm sorry, but you know, mastery, I was told in this particular county is 75%. I said 75% is considered mastery on what planet is that considered mastery? But on the planet Earth, in this particular county, 75% is considered mastering the material. Well, dang, when I was in school, a C was average and you was teeter-tottering below average. Now, a C is considered mastery? Are you freaking kidding me? Shit. I'm sorry. Excuse my French. But I also noticed that in the workplace, you know, the other workers, they weren't thinking. You know, and I noticed this early on when I was in my 20s. When I was in my 20s, I did case management, and I did what it was called intake. So there would be children that would be abused or neglected, and then we would get a phone call to the hotline, and they would say, okay, this is a situation. Okay, Rorree, you're up. You got to go out. And so I would go out, and assess the situation. I would, if the children needed to be removed, I'd remove the children. They'd be medically screened and placed temporarily. I would look for family members. If there were some available, they'd be placed with them. That was the first option. So I would do what I had to do, right? And we had 30 days to move the cases on. We either had to open it up and bring them into Child Protective Services, make it a case, or we close it out, or we could close it out and put services in place, right? So I would go out, assess the situation, do what I had to do, type the report up. I either move it on or close it out. Bam, close, right? But we had 30 days to do that. I would do that. All you gotta do is assess the situation, figure it out, right? Well, I remember my supervisor was like, I used to like to chat, because after I finished my work, I ain't had no more work to do because I'm finished. But other people weren't finished. And I didn't realize that. So my supervisor used to be like, Taylor, stop talking to so-and-so. That person need to get their work done. And I'd be like, okay. And so what I noticed was I would get more cases than everybody else because I was always finished my work. And I was like, what the hell? And other people actually was getting in trouble. They were taking longer than 30 days to close the case out. It was like, I don't know what to do. I was like, what's wrong with them? And I was in my early 20s, okay? Because I finished, I went to school, I went to Howard, finished early 20s. I'm doing this. These other people are older than me. Some are same age, but I'm just like, why you still, just do this, So anyway, so I say all that to say, even back then, people had issues with processing and thinking, but it's worse today because we are set up today with all these gadgets and devices that take away our need to think, and it's so important to pay attention to that and not always have to receive stuff from everybody else. So as I go back to manifesting, sometimes you just have to sit down and be with yourself. You have to sit down. You have to figure out, how do I love myself more? Because once you start loving yourself more and accepting where you are more and having gratitude, finding things to be grateful for in where you are, you will really start to be happier. You'll start to become happier, and more will start to come to you. You will start to manifest more of what you desire when you become happier with who you are. So, and that goes in so many areas, even weight. Some people are not happy with their weight. I don't like what I weigh right now. I weigh more than I've ever weighed in my life. Even when I was pregnant, I weighed less than this. But so do I get on the scale every day? Hell no. Because if I got on the scale every day, I'd probably be depressed. So what do? Well, exercise is probably part of that process to releasing some pounds, and you have to be ready to do that. Am I ready to do that? I pray that I am. I haven't started that yet, but I'm still happy. You know what I mean? I still dance around in the mirror naked, looking at my body. And I'll be like, yeah, I might be a little pudgy in some areas, but whatever. I still love me. All of me, all of this. As what's her name? I forget her name. Tisha Campbell, she used to say, all of this. I still love all of this. I don't care. You know what I mean? I love all of this. And if you're going to love me, you will love all of this too. You will love me when I'm real slim, and you'll love me when I'm a little pudgy, and you'll love me whatever kind of way. I ain't gonna never be totally obese because that's just not me. I don't want that. I probably really would be depressed because that's not something I desire. So anyway, I feel like I'm rambling on and on and on. I hope I've given you something today to help you with just knowing a little bit about what to do to manifest. Try not to be programmed by what you're seeing. That's one of the reasons, like I said, why I do readings and everything, is so that it's because I need to hear directly from source what's going on versus me listening to somebody else, listening to the programming on the television and things of that nature. So on that note, I am going to go into a little reading. So I'm gonna push pause so we can, close down right here. And then I'm going to do a reading. I'm not going to share what it's about, but I am going to do a reading. So definitely tune back in to part B of this when we go tapping into spirit and getting some questions answered. Peace.